Hey yo, what's up y'all? Welcome back to 10-5 Plays. It's your boy 10-5, back with this video, bruh. Now, if you're in the comic sphere, if you're into comic books and comic book movies and all that stuff, especially DC Comics, you'll have heard this rumor that J.J. Abrams is producing a Superman reboot for WB. The rumor is the Superman will be black. Another part of the rumor is that he will be played maybe by Michael B. Jordan. Obviously, all of this is unconfirmed. It's just speculation for now. Whatever. This dude Humberto Gonzalez posted it on Twitter and gave a good indication of who this Superman could be. Now, I'm talking about this because as a part of this community, this comic book community, for some fucking reason, I don't know why, but this community is toxic. It is a toxic community. And these rumors really brought that out this week. Now, of course, you have people mad. They can't turn Clark Kent black. Oh my God, Superman's not black. Clark Kent is a white man. If they change Clark Kent, they'll change everything. You know, these people weren't born yesterday. If they're going to do a story with black Superman, they're not going to just turn Clark Kent black.
What?
You know, I feel like that's part of just the disrespect of people of color in general, because instead of going to, oh, there's all these stories where, you know, it's a different Earth and Superman is a man of color or not white, they're just going to turn Clark Kent black because of woke, this, that, Black Lives Matter, blah, blah, blah. So ignoring them because they're idiots, let's go into who these Supermen could possibly be. Right now, I have two main choices of, if they go through with this, what will go on. You'll either have Val-Zod, you know, he's from Earth 2, and he was a Superman who, before he embraced his identity, wasn't into violence. He was very introverted. You know, he overcame his own challenges. I won't give away the story, but he overcame his own challenges and he ended up becoming the second Superman of Earth 2. And then you have Calvin Ellis. I believe this is Earth 23. Now, he's a Superman who ended up becoming the president of the United States. Me, personally, I would like to see Calvin Ellis. Not because I don't like Val-Zod. Val-Zod is awesome and his suit is dope. But I feel like I wouldn't want Superman to be what sparks the Earth 2 scenario going forward. I'd rather it be Alan Scott, because in the Earth 2 comics, Alan Scott is awesome, bruh. Awesome. Take my word for it. Anyway, why is this a problem for people? Now, I won't go into my own thoughts yet, but first off, you got Snyder fans that are pretty pissed off that, you know, all the stuff going on with the Snyderverse, Henry is being replaced, and the Snyderverse is seemingly being killed. And then you have the Cavill fans who love Henry Cavill as Superman, and they do feel like he was done dirty by the studio. They felt like he never got his chance to shine because he only had one solo film, which is Man of Steel, and that solo film never got a proper sequel. Even though I feel like Snyder does sequels differently, you know, he's not doing character sequels himself, he's doing story sequels. So I get it, but, you know, I get the point. And then you have racism. It's obviously, you know, this really did show how toxic the comic book fandom is. You know, I'm in a lot of these groups, you know, these comic book groups, DC Comics groups, and I've seen the worst in people since this news dropped. And it is discouraging. You know, you get a lot of excuses, you get a lot of this and that. You have a lot of just insanely racist comments that get 1,000 heart reacts and laugh reacts and all this stuff, and a bunch of comments agreeing with them. And you really do see how you're perceived as a person, even though this is about a fictional character, and it's just pretty interesting to say the least. You know, you'll get the excuse, you black people should make your own superhero. You guys should write your own superhero stories. You guys should make your own characters and leave our characters alone. You know, like the comic book fandom is split in half for some reason. Even though, you know, especially with Earth 2, Val-Zod was the second Superman. Clark Kent was Superman. You know, you got to read the story. But nobody cries when, Dick Grayson takes up the mantle of Batman, and no one cried when Terry McGinnis did it. People been crying for a Batman Beyond movie for ages. Are they gonna start petitions and cry and make 1,005 posts about why is Bruce being replaced by Terry? No, people want Terry to replace Batman in the Keaton verse and have Keaton play old man Bruce Wayne, you know. But for some reason, when it's a black man that takes the mantle, even for a minute, it's chaos. Everyone's pissed off. Look at Future State Batman and all the people pissed off at that, because I've seen a lot of them. Batman's not black, not my Batman. Bruce is my Batman, yet they're clamoring for Batman Beyond. Okay, bruh. They think that they'll make these movies and it'll be anti-white. It will be extremely pro-black. It will be all about Black Lives Matter and push leftist, quote-unquote, woke agendas. And I've seen a lot of people on Facebook going, well, instead of Superman, why can't J.J. Abrams do this black superhero or this black superhero, or do Icon or do Static Shock? And then talk about how they deserve their shot. So these people that care so much about Static Shock and the Milestone characters don't know that Milestone rebranded this year in 2021 are releasing new comic books and have a Static Shock film lined up. They don't know that there's a Static Shock film lined up, new comic books from these characters, their own production for it. Michael B. Jordan's involved in that. But you care so much about these characters that you want to bring them up every time a news article comes out that you don't like. You don't know the first thing about what's going on. That's clown behavior, bruh. Arthur Fleck handled that already, and he got awards for it. We don't need you trying your hand at it, because it's not going to work out the way you think. You'll hear, oh, well, what about all the other black DC characters? What about this one, or this one, or this one? Look, bruh. When they're doing a movie about a DC character that happens to be black, that doesn't mean that they reach into a hat full of black DC characters and pull out a name. Earth 2 was great. It was a great story. They might not know how to handle the Green Lantern as well as they can handle Superman as far as public perception of the character goes. They know his core values. Earth 2 was a fantastic story. It was an amazing story. It was one of my favorite stories at the time that it was coming out. And I was really pissed off when Earth 2 Society ended. You know what I mean? So I can definitely see them using Superman as a jumping point like they like to do. Look at Man of Steel. They use Superman as a jumping point. I can definitely see it. I can see them using it as an Elseworld story to maybe not create a separate universe, but have a different story. We don't need a universe of Calvin Ellis Superman. I get it. But it's a great story, and it would be something fresh. It wouldn't be another Superman reboot where you're just kind of getting an altered version of Superman. You know what I mean? And if you do get an altered version of Superman, you won't have people crying and complaining because he's not Christopher Reeves like they did when Man of Steel came out and have been doing for years since. Years. 2013 to 2021. Years since. The Batman trailer came out. Everyone loved it. I loved it. I watched it the other day. We all loved it. It's a different take on Batman. He looks different. Things are different about him. People will still cry about it because he's from Twilight and all that. But people are anticipating that movie. DC Comics fans are hyped. But when they're doing the same thing for Superman, but he's black, it's chaos. It's a problem. And DC Comics is garbage to them. And that's a problem. They take this news, even sometimes when it's just some random rumor, they take this and they turn it into us against them, instead of seeing them using a comic book character from comic book lore to make a comic book movie so that it can be a little different from what we're seeing and what we're used to. It becomes us versus them. And to tell you the truth, it really does make you, one, not want to be part of the comic book community. You really don't want to be talking and breaking bread and, talking ideas and characters with people who at the core don't like you as a person. They have a problem with everything. Someone posted the different actors that can play this Superman in this movie. They're like, what are they? Is it a gang now? And everyone else is making the same comment. What does actors playing Superman have to do with gangs? You know what I mean? Like, it's honestly disgusting. It disgusts me. I want to leave all the Facebook groups because it really is toxic, especially for people that look like us. You know what I mean? I can get you not liking a new Superman, but these complaints aren't valid complaints. It's racism. Sometimes it's complaints or racism veiled by complaints, like no one's gonna see through it. We know what's going on. We're not born yesterday. You're not slick. All right? Personally, if it's an Elseworld story, I would love it. I'd love to see it. If it's Earth 2, I don't think I'd be so happy, because I do feel like, as far as the connected movies, the connected universe, that they've just been fumbling the ball. And if you can't get that together, if you introduced a Superman that you asked us to invest in, and then you dropped them, and we have no Superman to invest in, I don't know how I can expect you to introduce a new Superman for me to invest in and think that you're gonna keep it going. Because I know for them, the first sign of trouble, the first time something doesn't do as well as they think, everything changes. Sometimes things are just dropped, and I don't rock with that, and I don't really have faith in it. So I really do hope it's a standalone, because I don't trust them to give Earth 2 the type of love and respect and longevity that that cinematic franchise would need to become a success. That's me personally. And also, I do really love Henry Cavill Superman. And like I said, they asked us to invest in him, and now there's nothing to invest in. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't pay off for us. We got that Justice League movie with the lip. Now we're getting another one that hopefully is a lot better. But at the end of the day, it's still the same thing. They just kind of dropped the man. You know what I mean? And it just kind of feels like a slap in the face. I want to see where Henry's Superman story goes, because I was there when that story began. Don't just drop it. Keep it going until it has its ending. And then it is what it is. So yeah, I'd be all for the Elseworlds. If it's not, and they're trying to set up a whole another universe, I'm not with that. It's not gonna be good for me. So in part, you know, you have every right to dislike the decision to reboot Superman, and you know, people have their reasons. But when the reason is bigotry and racism, and you just want to use that to try and segregate fans more, you want to use it to place stereotypes on different types of people. You know, when someone says, "Oh, well, if you're racist and this makes you mad, you can leave," and a bunch of people are mad at them for saying it, you know, if that shoe fits that snugly, you're the problem, bruh. And honestly, nobody needs you there. You're just a toxic stamp on this fandom, and nobody benefits from you being there. It just makes everything worse. You know, every so often, it's kind of like those things where you can kind of feel like you fit in, whatever, a little bit, and then things happen and you just realize it's not the place for you. And that's when people go and they make their own stuff so that, you know, they can feel comfortable being a fan of what they're a fan of and not deal with this type of stuff. And that's sad that you got to feel like you got to start your own so that you can feel included, when we're all supposed to just love comic books, but that's just not how it is, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So that's it, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope I didn't piss anybody off. I'm kind of pissed off about it myself, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. All right, peace.